got me. Party.
Where's the function?
Where the fuck the function? Where the fuck the function?
Baby girl. Baby girl. Baby girl. Baby girl. Let me see you do your dance, let me see you twirl. Shake an ass in the club with your homegirls. Take a pic for the gram, show the whole world. Yeah.
Is that your bestie? I'ma ice both of y'all like Gretzky. I'ma at you like bless me. Hit the dance floor, get nasty, impress me.
Baby girl, let me see you do your dance, let me see you twirl. Shake an ass in the club with your homegirls. Take a pic for the gram, show the whole world. Yeah.
Is that your bestie? I'ma ice both of y'all like Gretzky. I'ma at you like bless me. Hit the dance floor, get nasty, impress me. Hey, how many hoes in this club? Is it just me and you, my love? I don't mean to call you no hoe. I just heard about the things that you do, my love. And you're just like me if it's true, my love. Hey, you can see right through my love. Hey, I see your waist shrunk, my love. Hey, you got some bass in the trunk, my love. Damn, how many hoes in this club? Is it really just me, my love? You know my dad now pimpin' for real. You ever been down to Memphis, Tennessee, my love? I ain't saying I agree, my love. I'm just telling you the things that I see, my love. I got drinks, jokes, sex, and cash. Those are 4 things I can guarantee, my love. Hey,
baby girl, let me see you do your dance, let me see you twirl. Shake an ass in the club with your homegirls. Take a pic for the gram, show the whole world. Yeah.
Is that your bestie? I'ma ice both of y'all like Gretzky. I'ma at you like bless me. Hit the dance floor, get nasty, impress me.
Baby girl, let me see you do your dance, let me see you twirl. Shake an ass in the club with your homegirls. Take a pic for the gram, show the whole world. Yeah.
Is that your bestie? I'ma ice both of y'all like Gretzky. I'ma at you like bless me. Hit the dance floor, get nasty, impress me.
Don't worry, I'm having a party over here, y'all. Let's go. Welcome back. Welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth. No financial advice. That's a hard cut. I don't even care. I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling good about the whole market. I want to talk about a lot of things today. First, I want to point this out, just so we're clear. All right, I've never given it to you any other way. I've always given it to you straight. If you talk that bullshit, I'm coming. And I know a lot of you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, but it was something that was announced yesterday via Today, and I go back into history. This is why we have the internet. Because if you said something foul, if you said some bullshit months ago, I'm coming for you. It's really easy for me. Because when you speak nothing but facts, see, I don't speak English or Spanish. I don't speak Korean or Chinese. I only speak facts, people. That's my only language. So when you speak facts, i.e. connect the dots, then you don't have to remember what you said. You can go run back the tape. 2 years ago, I started a whole thing on the internet called Connect the Dots. And I was putting together this story from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s about how private equity was formed and how they actually weaponized that money, that leverage, that junk bond onto publicly traded companies, leveraging them to bankruptcy, leveraging them, well, for their benefit, right? Okay, I've shown you every company you guys could ever think of. The other factor that people don't take into consideration is how you're manipulated. So what do? I've got to run back Taylor Swift. I got to run back Haynes and Michael Jordan. I've got to run back all these people that help manipulate the masses via media, because who owns the media? Private equity. So if they tell you what to buy, if they tell you how to wear it, consume it, own it, and you do it, well, then you're just helping them, right? You're pouring a little lighter fluid on what they're already doing. Where am I going with this? It was announced yesterday. I'm so sorry. Was it yesterday or 1 hour ago? Either way, I'm pissed. It was announced there's this private equity firm. Maybe you guys heard of them, Apollo Global Management. I'm not afraid of these motherfuckers. I've called them out every which way. I've got the phone number to the board of directors. I've got them all. I've talked to, how many people I got to talk to before we understand what the hell Apollo Global Management is? Any industry they get involved in, they destroy it. They tear it apart. And then they make you believe that it's something. And how do they do it, guys? They infiltrate. You can't get into my shit. You can't walk in here and promote private equity stocks. Do you know what happens? I look at you and I slap you in the face with the truth. Who's your board of directors? Oh, shit, there's a Blackstone guy. There's a Carlyle Group guy. There's Bain & Company guy. No, get the hell out of here. I know what private equity is, and I know how they do it. They leverage. Educate yourself. I have a whole playlist on this called Connect the Dots. Now, let's connect the fucking dot right now, Jackie. Jackie D. LaGrift. Good morning. For whatever reason, this Canadian YouTuber who caters to his audience that is of the U.S. investor asked for U.S. dollars, by the way, to get into his Discord. $500, by the way. Wants it to be paid through PayPal or however you want to cash app him because he doesn't want to go through YouTube because YouTube takes a healthy cut. And I don't care. Hey, Jackie, let me ask you something. Why is it that you always promote private equity stocks? Every single fucking one. Oh, you put yourself next to GameStop, but then with GameStop in the same episode, don't forget about this one, guys. Take your GameStop money, put it over here, because this shit's going. But you know what, Jackie? There's the fucking internet, kid. It still exists. It's in stone, babe. Maybe you'll go delete it when we're done today. But I didn't have shit to do this morning. I cut the grass, I went to my dad's house, cut his grass, changed the flat tire, got breakfast, came home, and said, fuck this kid. You want to know why? Let's go look at a chart. Let's go look at a chart. Let's go look at a stock. Don't worry. I'll calm down with my language. Or maybe I won't, Jackie. What are you going to do about it? This is why I don't listen to these financial influencers that are younger than 25 or that are just barely two years old, 3 months old. When you're so young, you know, I'm not even done with you, Jackie, yet. When you're not old enough to remember, old enough to never forget. Yeah, you remember? Planes went into buildings in New York. If you're not old enough to remember, old enough to forget, I don't want to talk to you. You don't know shit about finance. You don't know about this life that we're living. These manufactured outcomes, these wars. Are you kidding? Israel could attack Iran anytime they want for the last 5 years. Hey, Trump, put in a travel ban. Hey, Trump, recall everybody back to the embassies. Let's do it now. When the market's at 6,000 points, diminishing return all the way up to almost, what, all-time highs again? Let's do it now. Right before the Fed meeting happens, right now as I'm talking to you. No, we're not going to do a cut right now. Shocker. Or is it? Market selling off. No shit. Here, I got something for you, Jackie. Because I know you weren't old enough to remember when the planes went into the buildings. But maybe you're old enough to remember when private equity infiltrated Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, and went to every single community in the fin influencer world, and they have weaseled their way in. Tell me how you got Wolf. Tell me how in the hell you put Wolf on the radar, and I'll shut the fuck up, kid. Tell me what you were doing, who said it, how you got it. Oh, man, this company called Wolf. I think we should all start investing into it. Here. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play a clip from, well, shit, what is this from? October. Wolf at the time looks like it's $15. $15 a share. Let's hear it out.
He's looking pretty good too. Any is at the top of that neckline. Any is on the top of that neckline. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, so we've got, and then you've got DJT just going mental. GameStop. So yeah, I guess we can take a moment to talk about GameStop. Jack Brick. Why don't you add me on Discord and I'll look for your username, buddy. Let me just remove some friends because I'm currently maxed out.
Don't worry, it's this boring. His show is this
Just
boring.
give me 1 second here. All right, go ahead and add me as a friend there, buddy. Go ahead and add me as a friend there.
He's a buddy because he wants to pay $500.
Jackie Letitz, all one word. Jackie Letitz, all one word. And I will look for your username. Alrighty. And then Thoughtful Project. I'm just happy for last night on Wolf. But that red candle killed my hopes for that shit to keep going on that news. Thanks, Jackie. Can you tell me what the volume was? Significant. 29.25 million. It just ran into technical resistance, right? We marked off that white trend line at 1625. And then if you go to the weekly, that diagonal lower trend line is what we ran into, right? So you hit here, here.
It just hit technical resistance. I mean, the stock was $130, and it went all the way down to $9, $8, and then it ran into 15, diminishing returns. But hey, it just hit technical resistance. That's all it was. This is 8 months ago. Pay attention. Why are we talking about this stock again? Do we know the board of directors? Are there people that want to get involved? I'm asking. I've already looked at it before. Let's keep going, Jackie. It gets better.
Here, here, and then that's the exact same trend line that we just ran into. So it's just technical resistance right there at that 1640 spot. So for Wolf going forward, that's kind of what we're going to be looking for to make a breakout from. Now, I will say this. This looks like a bump and run. Like this to me looks like a bump and run, right? Because you've got your, let me just draw this perfectly, right? You've got your 1, your 2, and your 3 touch points, right? And then the sharp swing down with the equally large swing right back in the opposite direction. This does kind of look a little bit like a bump and run. And if it were a bump and run, the profit target on that is fucking stupid. So we'll just be patient with Wolf. This retracement shouldn't really spook anybody, especially after the fact.
This retracement shouldn't really spook anybody? The fuck are we doing, people? Looking at charts? Why are you not looking at the company, man? You're just looking at charts. Yeah, it had some retraction here. It should go back up. It should come back down. Just hit some resistance here, $15. But, you know, if it gets above that, a bump and run, is that the shit you did with your girl? Is that what it was? You bumping uglies? Is that what you're doing? You came across that line, and you think you go all the way up to $60-something. Well, then it's going to run. Hold on, Jackie. It gets better.
Fact that Wolf has now, from the bottom, gone up 120%. It's probably due for a bit of a retracement after it gaps up 40%. Right? So just calm, cool, collected. All chill. Right? All chill.
Yeah. Some retraction. There's some retraction to it. It's at $14. There's some retraction. Let's be cool, calm, and collected. Okay, let me go ahead and fast forward you. Jackie, let's go ahead and go fast forward. Let's go. This is going to be 6 months ago. You know, January.
But wait! There's more. Because then we have Wolfie. Remember on Wolfie? We talked about how the daily had that divergence. And then we talked about the weekly. And we talked about how there was a fucking fat touch of potential divergence between those lows. That's why we put the green red line there. And now look at that weekly RSI wedge on this thing. Oh my God!
We're looking at the same lines, right? I mean, it didn't hit resistance, did it? It hit your $15 resistance, then it dropped all the way down even lower. So it really didn't play out the way you said it would. But hey, there's plenty of money to take here. We're sitting here talking about a 30% increase for the day, 32% to be exact, up $2, up to $8.51. Down versus the last 2 months. But wait, there's more! You fucking clown.
Never wanted a stock to explode as much as I do this one. I mean, whoa!
Put shit and want in each hand. Tell me which one fills up first. Because, Jackie, there's more. You fucking clown. Let's go to the chart, Jackie. Let's do it. Let's look at crayons. Because from $8.50-something, fuckface, we're down to 91 cents right now. Holy shit, Marantz. It was $130 a year ago. Now it's 91 cents. Ah, the shorts. Fuck, man. What was it? What was it, Jackie? I paid you $500 for what? Oh, I know what it was. My bad. Let me stop screaming. But what's it all about? Wait, there's more. Gee golly willikers. There's more, I tell you. Hey, Scoob, check out this stock, man. It's called Wolfspeed. The Wolfies. I told you to buy it, man. How in the fuck is Jackie just so magnetized to private equity stocks like he pushed Tupperware? He pushed Big Lots. He's pushed every bankrupt fucking company. Let's put another one under the belt. Jackie, you've got to be fucking kidding. You're batting 1,000 here, kid. The inverse, connect the dots. I know. Shocker. May 20th. May 20th. It was reported Wolfspeed is preparing to file for Chapter 11. Within the coming weeks, we're warned it may be unable to continue future operations after lower than expected annual sales report. Shocker! No, but wait, there's more. As of 1 hour ago, Jackie, this is how fucking good I am. As of 1 hour ago, on June 18th, 2025, Wolfspeed announced that it would sell itself to Apollo Global fucking Management, man. And this is why I get pissed off. This is why I don't understand why people pay finfluencers for bullshit, dude. All you have to do is buy GameStop. That's all you got to do. You want to battle the whole fucking world. You want the winning stock. You want the winning investment. Battle the investment where they actually sell 10% of their company at $1 billion a pop. And then the next diluted form of investing, the same price point of a diluted share is $30. Do you understand what a bond of $2.7 billion is after they already offered 140 million shares for $3 billion? They bought the $3 billion. They diluted. They bought more. Guess who wins? You win because you've been in the stock for 4.5 years. You have the original shares. Those original shares are being insulated with value. And the value is derived from Wall Street. The same Wall Street fucks that won't give it a price rating because they want to buy it at 30. Well, guess what? Come buy 10% of it. And in a quarter from now, when GameStop announces they have $300 million worth of profit, you're going to have to buy another 10% for another billions and billions of dollars. Keep buying me off at 10%, 10%, 10%, diluting yourself. There's only one investment to make here, guys. It's GameStop. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of all the lies. This kid's out here pumping out dead stocks, dead information, and we're the only fucking people that actually know what the hell's going on. If you don't know what we are and who we are, we've been doing this shit for almost 4.5 years. Grinding it out, doing it right. It's called Marantz Rantz on motherfucking YouTube. Welcome to it.
Welcome to Marantz Rantz, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance. Get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertow, that knowledge is flotation. You wanna learn? Well, you came to right place. You're pumping AMC, might get slapped in the face. Get your due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't be a sheep when the shepherd's carnivorous. So come learn, laugh, and maybe you win big. And listen up, y'all, the wheel is not rigged. Everybody get a chance in the live chat. Kyoto spin wheel, you win just like that. Retail fight back and this retail winning. Y'all just wait, man, this is just the beginning. All fellow simians, GME group singing the truth. We just chillin', infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Marantz Rantz. A lot of knowledge but no advice on finance. Don't even need pants, you can tune in naked like Henny the Mayo Man. Internet's most hated. Don't wanna lose your money, then it's time for you to listen. If you're ignorant, invest in AMC or superstition. The stream about ready, they told us to don't dance. I do what I want. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. 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 Welcome to Marantz.
Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome back. I gotta get my sugar down. Fuck. I'm okay. I ain't mad at him. You know, I'm not mad at the world. I gotta get it all under control here. I'm sorry. I'm extremely animated, and for a good reason. You know, a lot of people lost a lot of money. For every failed investor that pays $500 to get some terrible information and then to follow the investment advice of people that don't or who are not old enough to remember or who are not old enough to never forget, that's a big deal for me. I tell you this out of love and respect for everyone. You guys, we've uncovered the playbook of private equity time and time again. When something's being pushed to you, you have to ask the origin story. The origin story, not just of the information, the origin story of the person pushing it. The reason why I'm so transparent on the internet, and I'm the only guy in the fin influencing world that's willing to do it. I will tell you my name, I will tell you my job, I will tell you my kids' names, social, blood type, sexual orientation. I'll tell you everything. And why? Because I have nothing to hide. I'm a normal man just like you. Yes, I have a spending habit on things that I don't necessarily need but want. I have this fetish inside of me, this thing inside of me, this drive. If fetish is not the right word, I apologize. Ladies, don't get offended. Men don't get offended. But I have it. I have it where I feel the need and want to contact people, give them information that they can digest, educate the masses, and you make a choice decision. Very simple. I tell you what I'm doing. Doesn't mean that you need to do it. My risk tolerance is completely different than yours. My appetite for risk is so different than most. Because I live a very conservative life, fiscally conservative, and yes, I lean right. Not afraid to tell you that either. But the identity of me should have some type of resemblance of what you are. I know my demo. 35 to 50, I know my people. Whether they support GameStop or not, they're gamers, whatever it may be. If you're here to hit it once, hit it twice, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to get rich or whatever it may be, you want to fall in love with one-night stands, you keep doing it. You're eventually going to get an STD or a kid you didn't want. And I'm not speaking from experience, that's Rico knows. I'm just telling you, there's some real truth here. A lot of truth. A lot of truth. Pay attention to what's around you guys. We're going to celebrate a lot of things today. We have some milestones here. We did break over 7,500 cards on GameStop.com for the PSA graded card section, which I'm very happy and proud of. It's actually holding up really well compared to like the NFT marketplace that people just picked apart and made fun of. That's fine. You know, you don't know something. You don't know what it is until you actually try it and do it. At least we have that opportunity in front of us. So with that being said, I'm invested with GameStop. I love the investment. I'm approaching $27,000 in my own money in there. It can go up or down dependent on the price action, but I anticipate riding this sideways for a couple of days, couple of weeks, and then we'll have a breakout. I feel, just reading the chart, we'll have a breakout. One thing I've never done is I never lied to you guys about the price action and how I see GameStop. Now, excuse the massacre that is Wolf, 89 cents a share and falling, because yes, they are being carved out by private equity, by Apollo. So tell me, Jackie, how'd you be? I mean, you're so perfect, bro. Anything you nominate and talk about, I should just go and short it. I should just buy puts on it and I'd be a winner. How about buying calls? How about buying shares? How about all the above for me when it comes to GameStop? I don't buy derivatives. You guys know I don't play in the world of calls and puts. I just buy shares. I love this thing. I love this stock. I love this company. It's so undervalued. It's extremely valuable. You know, we were talking about right now, and I was ballparking numbers for you. GameStop is offering roughly around 10% of the shares available to them, but they're offering 10% of the company at $1 billion a piece. But that's just for shares itself. If you have X amount of shares, how much profit do you have for those shares? And I'm talking about not only conversion, we're talking about profit from the company itself. GameStop is an extremely profitable company. People want it. But the fact that they keep expanding their own float via the bonds, and they have a timeline of 5 to 7 years with a 0% interest on them. There's no premium to be paid on this. That money borrowed is money that people want to get involved with GameStop. This is how you invest into a company. You don't just come out here and buy shares on a lit exchange and I want that. Maybe there's not enough shares for you to buy. Maybe not available to you just yet. Maybe you got to pay a premium to get them. In this case, everyone's diamond-handed. And I think the market figured that out. The market figured that out when they've done these stress tests where they run the stock up and they go, you know what? We just bought from this standpoint here. This is the standpoint. At $20, $21.54, the stock went from 21 to 54 all the way to 34.95, $35, somewhere in that range. And you go, hold on. It literally went up $15 and Ryan Cohen bought 500,000 shares. The insiders bought a couple of shares and look at this shit go crazy. So if they're willing to just buy a couple of those, what do you think happens when you're selling 100 million shares? Last thing you want to do is let it come off. So what do? They short the stock, they attack it, they're on the backside of it. But when this float actually hits the chart and you have to short it even more, how much money do you have to bet against it? That money on the edge of the side, it's called a hedge, right? They're called hedge funds. How much money do you think these guys really have to keep hedging when their actual collateral is coming down? I want to tell you guys this, okay? I had said this in the past, and I just want to remind you what I said because I even reminded myself this morning. Gold is going up. When gold goes up and oil goes down, that's the recession. That's people preparing for the downfall, okay? Right now you have gold going up and you have oil going up. They're going up together. So when they go up together, no, all bets are off. All it is just a transfer of money. Right now, people, wealth, everyone out there, they're planting their money. They're taking out discretionary stocks, which would be us. Consumer discretionary stock would be a retail stock. And they're putting into the commodities they want to invest in. Now, you saw Bitcoin take some points off. You saw a lot of everything take some points off. What gained the points? Oil and gold. Okay. This is a plan. This is an actual plan versus whatever the hell was going to happen today for the Fed. They just position themselves. It's called risk on, risk off. And they take the risk off the table by putting their money into gold and oil. They'll transfer it back. But remember what I'm telling you. When gold goes up and oil comes down, now the recession's coming. Right now, you're just looking at an orchestrated event. And I tell you this till the day I die. I've seen it because you know what really gives it away? Is you'll turn on the TV or you'll turn on the radio, whatever you guys prefer, and you're watching finance, right? And what's on the TV? It has nothing to do with the markets. You won't see stories about, acquisition, mergers and acquisitions. You won't see the SPAC stories, which I hear Goldman's getting into that. I guess Special Man Finance or Nobody Special Finance talked about this morning. And I was cutting the grass and I'm listening to him, right? His show's only 36 minutes. And I tell my dad, I go, man, he said they're getting back into SPACs. I go, this is going to be bad. And my dad goes, what's a SPAC? I go, exactly. You got to tell people what these things are. But if people don't remember, we actually dissected how this happened. Remember this, okay? I'm going to explain it to you in a different way. The reason why Signature Bank, the reason why Silicon Valley Bank, the reason why I forget what it's called, some federal bank fell, okay, went under, was because it was like $18 billion on the flip side for SPACs. And what people, if you don't know the function of a SPAC, special purpose acquisition company, it's a blank check company. But the thing is, they have a 2-year window, meaning they're allotted dollars. They have 2 years to do a transaction and acquire with any company to form another business. They sell the shares at a $10 premium. $10 is the opening price. The shares go straight to the sky. And then you're going to look at, Uncle Bruce and go, hey, all these SPACs you named never amounted to shit. 23andMe went bankrupt. CCIV is all the way down to the ground via Lucid Automotive. Everything was terrible in the SPAC world except for DraftKings, right? So all this money that went out didn't have to be returned for 2 years. So in 2021, they put out 1,000 SPAC companies. And there was millions and billions of dollars because, as you know, trillions of dollars got printed. Banks had to do something with it. And they could do nothing with it. You couldn't go buy T-bills. Remember, 0% interest crossed the board in 2021, in 2020, COVID. But when you actually had the money up, get to the table, like right now look what you're doing. You're going to sit on this cash, you're going to collect the interest, and it's all free. You don't have anything to worry about. When the Fed comes out and says they're not cutting rates, guess what they're also not doing? They're not raising them, they're not cutting them, so guess what that means? Boom, you're locked in. Still at a 4 and a 5%. So, yeah, there's a lot of pros to it, but versus the cons of what the banks do, someone's going to get leveraged. So as GameStop continues to go up in fundamentals, people don't understand. GameStop's more than just the $23 you see. It's more than just the $10 billion market cap. It's so much more. So much more that they're willing to offer convertible notes and it get filled in one day. Do you guys know that MicroStrategy is doing an offering right now for $25 billion and no one's buying? No one's buying. They try to tell you, no, it's still not filled. And it's been since March. And it's not filled today. GameStop knows what they're worth. And you're telling me MicroStrategies and Michael Saylor's been walking around doing the most talking about Bitcoin and why people should buy it. He's his own cheerleader. He's offering 25% of his company just for borrowed money and no one's taking it. That should tell you your demand is not as great as you think it is. This is why MicroStrategies platform and strategy is not being mimicked by GameStop. GameStop's not putting it all out there. They offered 900 or 95, 91 million shares for 2.7 billion? You do the math. That's a diluted form on top. So if someone's willing to pay $30 per share, $28.94, whatever the hell it was, per share, but look what you just bought into. You bought into a float that's already expanded all the way up to almost 600 million shares now. Or it will be when these all get converted, if they ever do get converted. I know the difference between closing and opening. I know the difference between convert and not on these notes. A lot of people don't know the language. A lot of people watching the show right now have no idea what we're talking about. They're like, well, Marantz, what does it really mean? Don't worry. Don't worry yourself with understanding every word, every definition. Don't do that, okay? There's some people that study this shit all day, and that's fine, and we have these conversations. What I'm telling you is this. Stick around long enough to see the other side of this story. It's going to be magnificent. You're telling me you're buying GameStop right now for $23 a share. And they're profitable, and their cash alone, cash in Bitcoin per share is already at $21. What's the company worth? What are the profits worth to you? And projections beyond that. You have a P ratio in the 40s, guys. You're beating Costco. You're beating most companies. Walmart's been on a run. I don't know if you guys know this part. GameStop, guys, listen to me. Listen to me, okay? You see this yellow line? I'm going to show you guys something, okay? Right here. You see the yellow line right here? I'm not lying to you. I'm not Jackie. Guys, I see this run. I see this bullshit divergence. I see that. Shut up, Jackie. Because nowhere in there did it tell you Apollo was going to buy out the company and bankrupt it, did they? Oh, wait. Only stocks you promote. Only stocks you promote. But let's think about this. This yellow line down here, it's this simple. This is how simple life is. Don't make it more complicated. That yellow line is our support. And as we continue to buy and hold, the pressure and the demand of shares keeps walking up and to the right. There's nothing they can do. They're dead to rights. Guys, I know you see the cup forming. Don't let the jagged middle here confuse you. The cup is forming, and I don't care if it's the Breeders' Cup, the Stanley Cup. I don't care what you want to call it. There's no doubt what's coming your way. At one point you were down, and now you're bowing back up. And you're going to come back up here and test the all-time highs of what were before. No doubt. There's no doubt. But just remember, the little financial maneuvering, the profitability of the company, everything that's great about this stock, that's what's been happening over the last 5 years. So as it bends and picks back up, you now have the piggyback of, hey, here's the catalyst in front of you. Catalysts are, you have a flow to 600 potential million shares, and they are shorting the hell out of the stock to get it to where it's at, to hold it down, to pin it down, no price action. 71% of all the volume was off exchange. Literally nothing done on the exchange except for the selling of shares. Yet they have an OBV of almost 20 billion shares on the quarterly report. You have a golden cross forming right now on the weekly. There are so many things looking up on this stock that once it breaks past a point, you're already eligible for the S&P 500. You have a profit. You have ample investors. Everyone's ready and repositioning themselves right now. Could you imagine what the phone calls are like? Ryan Cohen goes into the damn meeting and he goes, "Hi, I know you're from Qatar." They call it Qatar. I know you guys want to get invested. You guys were accredited investors. Guess what I'm doing? I'm going to offer $1.75 billion of this company. We're going to jump it up to 2.7. Go ahead and give us the money up front. You're a private investor. We won't tell anybody that you reposition yourself for this, but I'll tell you what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're not going to sell you shares. Do you know why we don't sell you shares? Listen to me, America. Do you know why you don't sell shares to raise your funds? Because you don't want to leverage yourself out of your company. Doing a convertible note for you promise them shares later is one thing. We can convert, we can do it all 5 to 7 years from now. But what you're giving yourself is you're giving yourself a runway to buy more shares. That's everyone involved. At an elevated price point, which is fine. People are going to keep buying. The public wants this. The street wants this. But the street doesn't get it. Only GameStop gets to decide where the money goes. So when they're selling these bonds and they go, you know what, I want to sell these convertible notes that represents $1,000 each note, 34 shares per note, who are we going to sell them to? They already have a buyer in mind because they don't want to leverage themselves. They don't want to be overtaken. There's anti-takeover measures for a company. You have to be very aware when you're selling shares of your company who is buying them and who's going to be in control of them because there's voting involved. There's a lot involved, right? There's this hierarchy in your company where people could take over. What Ryan's doing is he's defending himself. He's saying, if you want these shares, you want a portion of this company, you're going to do it on your own accord. You're going to pay me. And I'm not going to pay you. You're going to pay me. You're going to give me $3 billion. You're going to give me, in this case, GameStop already raised over $9 billion. You're going to give us these $9 billion. You're going to let us do what we want to do. And you're not going to get involved because I'm not going to give you the shares. You got to give me the money first. You got to prove to me that you're on our side. Give me this money. Hang out with me for a minute. Let me do my thing with the money you invested with me. I'm not going to forget about you. Remember how this works. We're not going to forget about you. But in 5 to 7 years from now, everyone's going to eat. Everyone's going to eat that you're invested with. Us, we're already eating. Are you kidding? I'm buying at $23. I bought another share this morning. And I'll just keep buying one share a day. People don't understand the mentality. I got to buy more than that, Marantz. No, you don't. Don't over-leverage yourself. You know what happens to people that buy too much, that buy more than they can afford? They have to sell. They have to sell. They go, oh, man, my car broke down. I got a flat tire. Oh, man, my garage door didn't go up this morning. I got to buy a new one. Oh, man. Yeah, the maids can't cook anymore, can't clean anymore. They all got, evicted and, deported. I got to do it myself. Oh, I'm so sorry, Chad and Brad. You got to sell? But there's some hard-working, blue-collared, white-collared cats out here that watch a show called Team 51, Marantz Rantz, and they're not selling shit. They're getting more. So shout out to all you guys out there that understand the mentality. Just bought a share, moving up the line. There you guys go. Appreciate it. I had more of a show to do with you guys. The unfortunate part is, this morning when I woke up, remember, I didn't get home until like 1:30. I was getting phone calls dealing with stuff that I have to deal with. I think it was like 1:30, and I was like, shit. And my tire was flat as I was driving home. And I was like, man, I'm going to park on the screw itself, and then the air won't come out. So I rolled my tire to park, boom, because nothing's open at 1 a.m. And I was like, I'm going to bed, man. I'm dead tired. I was exhausted. And I got up at 6. I jumped up. And I drove over, cruised on over, got it switched out, cut the front yard, fed the dogs, played with them, boom, watered the grass. And I looked down, I go, damn, it's already 8 o'clock. All right, I ran over to my dad's, cut his whole yard, talked with him for a little bit, took him to breakfast, came back, got my boy something to eat, ran back home. I'm ready to go, take a shower, we got to look right for you guys. And then that's when I started doing my homework. So I did about 15 minutes of research on the Jackie stuff. Because I already knew it was, low-hanging fruit with this kid. It's never going to change, guys. If you ever come in here and tell me that I should listen to somebody or I should watch something, I should check out this stock. Guys, we got hit by so many bots yesterday. I don't know if you guys know this, but it happens to our channel quite often. People will come into the chat or in the messages of videos, and they will hit us. And I had never been hit so hard yesterday to buy some bullshit-ass crypto coin or whatever. And it hit every comment in the video, and I read every comment. But I was like, God, look at all this shit. There was so many I couldn't delete them all. I'll put it to you that way. I just gave up. I just said, the hell with it. Leave them there. If somebody buys that shit, whatever. When the bots infiltrate your chat, you're doing it right. That's all I can tell you. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys so much. It says Classic Marantz. Classic the grifters over there, bros. They're charging you $500. Don't even put their face on. It says no face on the screen, draining money from retail sounds, so private equity. Yeah, it's the Wizard of Oz shit. You already know it. Thank you guys so much. Marantz is heated, not really. Boom. Marantz is on fire, spitting facts. Thank you guys. Question. Does GameStop have to determine price from 20% plus average, or is it legal for them to set their own price, i.e. $50? Okay, John, on the convertible notes themselves, there's always a premium. And it could be anywhere from 30% all the way up to 40%, I've seen in some cases, whatever they agree upon. So just so that we're clear, unlike other people that put out notes and offerings and stuff, it appears GameStop already has a buyer every time they put it out. Every time they put one out, there's a buyer because it gets completed the next day. And that doesn't happen. I told you how special it is to go to the market and get money. It's extremely special. So special that it's 1 in a million, right? Like, there's only X amount of publicly traded companies, and they all claim they can go to the street and get money, and guess what? Half of them can, half of them can't. To give you an example, AMC goes out there, does an offering for like $300 million, and they fill half of it, and it takes them 3 months. It's embarrassing, right? But you got to find out who's willing to buy your debt and whatever. So my nose is itchy. Oh, my God. Ugh. Hey, don't worry, I'm old. You never know. You never know if it's time to go. All right, so here we go. Have to determine the price. Yeah, so what they did was they came out at, I believe, 32.5% was what they agreed upon versus the last offer when they were at 35%. Something like that. I had to read the fine print. But so let's just say they have a closing price. The VWAP was $22. Now you're going to add 30% to that, and that's your conversion. So your conversion is 28 plus. The people that are buying the bonds, allegedly, are the ones shorting the price. So they knock the price all the way down. They buy the bond, right? They buy the actual convertible note. And they bought it at a premium, $28 and some change. Now they have a 30% on top of that conversion price if they want to sell early. If they wanted to get out of the position earlier, if GameStop wants to buy them early, that's the premium. Hey, the conversion is $38.81. Guess what they're going to do? They're either going to get shares delivered to them for that value at $38.81, in this case, the first note offering that happened, and or GameStop's going to have to pay that premium of $38.81 cash. So to borrow money for 7 years, and it's $2.7 billion. Do the math on the interest. I did it. It was like $700 million extra dollars or something like that on top of it. But there's like the combo effect as far as interest goes. So I didn't factor that part in. But it looks like GameStop's getting a free $600 million basically. But you still got to pay that premium. If the stock price doesn't get to where it's going to be, then what are we doing, right? No, everybody knows the stock price is going up to $40. There's no way around it. So they can play around for 4 or 5 years, whatever they want to do, 3 years in this case, up and down. But the problem with that is they're not factoring in GameStop's earnings. They're not factoring in the actual things that move markets. And GameStop right here is doing their own math. So right here is your cup and handle, and on the other end of that, okay? So look at this. We're kissing right here. We're ready to rip faces off on GameStop just right here on the weekly. And was I looking at it right? I forget what chart I was looking at, man. I was on another platform. It was over here, the range. And it was the 5-year chart. Yeah, look at this 5-year chart right here. You guys see this? This is a 5-year chart, and I want to delete that one. So on the weekly, and you could see it all. You see the times when GameStop had a death cross right here. They had a death cross, and the stock went, from nowhere all the way down to the ground. But then your golden cross is here, and you broke out, and it was crazy, and we had this run like you've never seen. Then you had another death cross, and you found the bottom of it right in here. This is where Roaring Kitty gets very creative, and he goes, yeah, we're here. So if we found the bottom at $9.95, could you imagine what's going to happen right here on this breakout? We're going back up. We're going to go back up and test the top of this triangle. This triangle is one thing to have the huge pennant, the big bullish pennant. But I was thinking about this purple line here. This purple line here actually stems from the retouch, right? You had a touch here and a touch here. So the touch here, that was the June run up when everything else was offset. That ended up being your top side, resistance for a lot of what happened with GameStop over the years, over the next 3 years. Right here, it's the same action. We had this touch up top. We had the retest here. So if this was your original retest over here, okay, from the original breakout, that's your retest. Well, now you see what you were up against, touching, breaking the whole way. Well, guess what? No different. You're here, you touch, about to touch, come back down, about to touch, break out, and now you come down, you test your support, which the supports, you cannot deny the support. It's unapologetic. Let me tell you something, bros. It's there. Now you're going to go up, you're going to touch again, or we're going to keep going sideways and then have a real breakout, like a massive breakout and go up to the top. Well, now you have that cup. Now we have a handle out and then the breakout, the step up. So, yeah, I see it happening within a year from now. That just gives you a timeline of how you can accumulate shares and what you can do. So I think the pressure's on. I think the pressure's on for Wall Street. I think the pressure's on for for all the bears out there. But GameStop really is a different type of stock than what most people see. Now let's talk about the price action for today for a quick second. This is today's chart. Broke out all the way to the top. That breakout was from let's look at the 20-minute. So the 20-minute here, this is what, like a cup, then the handle right here on the side. So you have your cup, handle on the side, and then we should be breaking out. But remember, the market's closed tomorrow, so maybe we'll find it for the next day. Market is closed tomorrow, though. You guys got to remember what was said over the charts. This stems from a long time ago, guys. Weeks and weeks and weeks, all right? Let me show you what I'm talking about. Oh, and I'm not even showing you. Holy shit, bros. Sorry. I apologize. I know you guys are probably typing like, Marantz, you can't see it. I'm so sorry. Thank you, guys. Okay, so anyway, happens like once a show. So here's the chart itself for GameStop. If you were looking at what I was looking at, this is your support, everything. Here's your weekly, right to cross, about to cross over. When it does cross over, it's going to be a good little run up in here, okay? But your resistance should be this yellow top line. This should be your resistance. This is definitely your support, but your support's eventually going to pop it. It's going to pop that bitch wide open. It's going to happen, and you're going to be gone. So that'll be the S&P 500, qualifier. You'll be up there. We'll be playing in this world for the next year, and then the good catalysts will come your way. So let GameStop keep doing what they're doing as a business, but I want to show you guys something, okay? How am I going to get there? What I'm going to do? Okay, let me close Wolf off. Let me do this. I don't care about that stuff. All right, let's talk numbers. Let's talk turkey, bros. All right, so, but you know what? No. Let's go back to the chart really quick. Okay, so I want to show you guys Mag 7. So I want you to pay attention to a couple of Mag 7 stocks. First, Netflix is approaching all-time highs again. Keep going up and to the right. There are these little pockets within the S&P 500 and or the NASDAQ 100 that keep testing out this theory of what the markets are worth. They could pump a Mag 7 stock and tank something like Walmart. I was telling you Walmart, right? Walmart has the worst run that it's had in the last 10 days. So Walmart literally, on the daily, is looking terrible, okay? 104 at the top, tested back up at 100. Remember what I told you, DR, diminishing returns. Now back down to 95. It just keeps falling, as in it touches, hit, falling down to the ground. It's going to happen again with the way this market runs, with everyone talking about consumers are not spending money. Look at Robinhood. Robinhood did the bullshit where it peaked out at 78, did make the S&P 500, retesting the all-time high again. Is it going to is going to have like this step down? We'll find out. But as I look across every single stock, and I'm paying attention to a lot of stocks, guys, I want to show you what they're doing. Stop pumping bullshit, by the way. This is bullshit. Right? Kohl's, complete nonsense. Kohl's, complete nonsense. Will fall down to the ground. You just keep messing around. All your solar stocks, we talked about them like 2 weeks ago, going to be gone to the ground. Let's go to Mag 7. So you have something like Costco, right? Costco, still within the triangle, went in, retested the top all-time highs, came back down, retracted down to the support level that I showed you. And how are we able to draw that? How are we able to know this is where it's coming from? Came from the bottom here, ran through. You had support here, went up, came back down, going to play in this world, and then have a breakout eventually, and or fall down. Remember, stocks go up, right, or down. They never go left. Sorry, Tetron. SPY retested the top 611. I drew these lines because guess what? You're now curving out of it, guys. You're curving out. You top. Now you're going to curve out of it. The thing about all of this is when you see something like this, you see the Russell 2000, the 2,000 best companies, come down, fight back with the 50-day moving average, fall down all the way to the ground. Now touch back up. 200-day moving average bounced off. Bounced off. That's resistance. Not there. Selling down. You're going to play. You're going to play. But guess what? All of these are similar in shapes and sizes. They all look like an L. Okay? And that stands for loser. That's what they all look like. GameStop doesn't look that way, guys. GameStop doesn't look that way. Microsoft. Microsoft's the only winner right now in this whole market. But if we're pumping Microsoft, that means we're taking away from something else. Okay? Meta retesting the top again. 739, 740. Broke out over 7 yesterday, the day before, the week before. It's okay. It'll come back down. It'll come back down. Google, same thing. Looks like an L, right? Amazon, same thing. Looks like an L. They all have the same shape and movement. Apple's not looking good at all. Apple's not looking good at all. Can't break past the 50-day. Can't even approach the 200-day. Death cross like you've never seen. Apple has nowhere to go but down, and it will continue. NVIDIA, retest at the top. Didn't get there. Shouldn't get there. And you'll see exactly where they're at. And then Tesla, no different. Same thing. Same movement. Why is it that all, and I'm talking about all Mag 7, with the exception of Microsoft, why are they all moving this way? Guys, this is a very plain as day algorithm play. Okay? The algos, not that they speed up or slow down, they're tied to geopolitics, headlines, manufactured headlines. You want to know what this market's going to do? Keep watching. I will tell you. I will tell you that they'll retest tops, fall right back down below it. I was here in 2022. I remember what markets are. I went ahead and studied everything that happened from the dot-com bubble all the way through. You know what happened in the dot-com bubble, guys? Kosovo happened. 9/11 happened. When all these wars start breaking out, this is like a telltale sign for you guys, if you guys are not familiar. And Pops, how you doing, man? What you guys got to remember is there's a thing about TV that happens the minute wars start breaking out and all this uncertainty in markets. Instead of putting analysts in front of you, they're going to put generals in front of you. Remember what I'm telling you. You go to Yahoo, you go to Bloomberg, you go to MSNBC, they're going to put generals on the TV. And these generals are going to start talking. They're going to start talking about uncertainty. They're going to start trying to put fear into what's really happening on another continent. That's not how it works. You got to be fearless. When it comes to investing and the whole world is crumbling and everyone's like, no, we can't do it right now. We're in a recession. We can't. Bullshit. Cut something out from what you do, but keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. There's only one thing out here in this market that is defying all odds. One thing. And you can explain it, and you can describe it, and you can show it, and we can look at the charts, and we can break it down. No other company can do what GameStop is doing. None. All of the other companies that have similar numbers to GameStop in the retail world, hell, any world, they're all manufactured outcomes and already have complete institutional ownership. That is not GameStop. Remember, there's only one company trading better, and that's Ulta Beauty. Ulta gets to trade better than GameStop because it has all of the metrics that measure past it. Okay, there's one. Nobody else. Nobody else. You name a company, and I'll show you an operating budget that's 4%, 3%. Because they're already maxed out. They've been in business for 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. This is the top of that market. You telling me you want to go buy Toyota, Nissan? You don't want to buy auto companies. You know why? Auto companies have been around for 120 years. They're maxed out. This is what they are. The only place they can go is down. Nothing bullish is coming your way. There's something new coming. There's something bullish coming. You know what the bullish part about GameStop is? Just so that we're clear before I leave. The bullish part about GameStop is the truth of how Wall Street is not shorting the stock, is not delivering the shares. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with how you evaluate companies. The valuation after you evaluate. You mean to tell me that X, Y, and Z company is worth 20, 30, 40, $100 billion, and they have less cash, they have less profits, they have less operating margin, they have less cash flow percentages, they have less current ratio, they have everything less than GameStop, yet they're better than GameStop. I want to piggy that back because I always remember this stuff about revenue, and it's been awesome, okay? And that's why I wanted to show you the numbers. I want to get you right. Let's go and talk. When you look at the broader window of GameStop financials and fundamentals, and I have the trailing 12 on here for you so you can really look at it, guys. In 2021, we did $5 billion of sales. There just happened to be 5,000 stores of GameStop. Okay? In 2025, at the end, we did $3.8 billion. We shrank our footprint 30% in one fiscal year. 30% from here to here. We sold off over 1,000 stores. Yet top line for 3,000 buildings versus 4,000 is falling apart by how much, guys? 15%? So we're down any given time. Any given time. I'm just letting you know. An additional, we were down 11, now we're down 25. You have 14 extra percent we're down. You go, well, Marantz, you're falling off. And you're like, wait a minute. Are we really falling off? Or is it apples to apples? Because when you look down here and you see all the drop off in the world for top line revenue, explain it to me really quick. I'm not very good at math. Gross profit was 1.249. Gross profit for GameStop was 1.294. I said 4994. I'll just call it 1.3. And what you're telling me is that we shut down 1,200 stores. And this was the difference. 185, 180. $180 million? Hold on. We only lost on gross profit $180 million, yet we closed down 1,200 stores. Do you guys know what that means per store? How much profit that is per store? That's the math you should be doing. Because moving forward, you're going to be able to see the real number that matters in business, and they're like oblivious to it. The real number that matters, certainly during this economic woes and headwinds, is this number right here. 30%. 30.55% on gross margin versus the 24 and 23 and 22. We're talking about 800, 700 more basis points. 800 more. That is an 8% increase since Ryan Cohen's been in charge. 8% on billions of dollars, people, just might equate to billions of dollars. Just might. Because when you do the SOAP, the sum of all parts, you not only take the 8%, when you say, oh, let's just put this out there. The sum of all parts are these parts here. These 4 parts here, okay? And you could call it anything you want. The GOPF, the GOP, the GOPIF. I don't care what you call it. Spell a word off of that. But when you get all of this, you're going to come in here, you're going to look at gross margin first, you go 30%. You're going to go over here and go operating margin, where it was -6, you're now 2%. Where profit margin was -5, you're now 5%. So a flip of 10%. So you have 10% increase, plus an 8% increase, plus an additional 7% increase, plus an additional 11% increase. Now I have 11 plus 10, that's 21. I have 8, that's going to be 29. And I'm going to go ahead and put in another 8. So now it's 37% increase. 37% increase on soap. So do you know what the company's worth, guys? Nobody functions this good. No, I'm telling you guys. I've been around for a minute. I can go to the top stocks in the world. We can go to Costco. I don't mind doing it. Let's go to a company that we all emulate, we want to be a part of, we want to be just like this company. And let's go look at their improvements. Wait a minute, there are none. They've maxed out their potential. but they're at 12%. They've maxed out their potential. They're at 3%. They maxed out their potential. They're at 2 and 3, and free cash flow 2 and 3. There's no anomalies here. But for GameStop to have this flex, this run of 37% on SOAP, I'm looking at the sum of all parts here, and it's 3 for the lack of a better, 10, 22%. 15% more dollars they're going to generate with the funds that they get. You have to start looking at companies that can do more with less. Because when you give them more, they're going to give you more. That's what GameStop's doing. They're putting it in stone right now that their company is transitioning to this pivot that no one sees coming. And unless you're breaking down every number on every chart and understanding, let's go look at this right here. Let's go look at how many cards they have graded and traded. They're ready to go. Hundreds of dollars per transaction. You guys, any card in here, you're doing hundreds of dollars. I gave away this card just this week right here. Just on the giveaway. I gave away this card. I saw it with my own eyes. It's $116. There are 7,522 cards online right now, traded back and forth. They're going crazy over here. This is a fun company to be invested with, but also it's a learning experience the whole way through. Remember what you guys have. Yeah, EBITDA, I actually said it. I said before before something I said, and it's actually taxes. Right? Earnings before interest and taxes. And you know what, guys, the adjusted part is that if GameStop didn't have these impairments against them, the number would be so much bigger. It'd be 80 plus, right? And that's why adjusted earnings were, the swing was 80, and the cash was like 120 and or 300 million. 300 million. I apologize. It's phenomenal what's coming your way. Nobody has set up their company this way. You know what companies have done? They've entrenched themselves with giving out bonuses, paying their executives X amount of dollars, whether it's a lot or none, paying dividends. Like there's always a tag on it, always hanging for the money that's there because people want value and profits now. People want a return on their money. Ryan doesn't. Larry doesn't. Alan doesn't. Their mindset's totally different. They're trying, and this is the board of directors of GameStop in case you guys don't know their names. They are running their business as if they're going to have it forever. And that's what I'm invested with for those reasons. Thank you guys so much. It's going to come your way. Really pay attention to what companies do on and off the books. Remember to judge your leadership for what they don't do versus what they do. Remember that. And if anything, guys, the last words from the greatest investor of our lifetime, if you guys don't know his famous words, he said this: the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. I apologize. The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. And what does that mean? That means just because they don't tell you their plan, just because they don't tell you what they're doing, doesn't mean they don't have a plan and that they're not doing something. Remember that. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. I hope you shop at every single one. Hope you guys get at me. I'm in a Drake fill for right now, guys, so you know what it is. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. I'll see you tomorrow, millionaires. Peace.